Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. So today we're working on a family home for a change. I thought we'd change up a little bit for today, so I do have a Let's Play episode out today as well this morning. If you guys haven't seen it, go and check that out as well because I am very excited about it, so I hope you guys are as well. So we are working on this custom build which I made for another simmer. This is a build which I worked on quite a while ago. This is probably in July time, I think it was, but I haven't got around to editing it until now, which is absurd, but there we are. We're here now. I really like this build. I think it's really nice and different. It's completely different from anything I've ever made, and I'm excited to show you guys. So this is a family home. This is a custom build, if I haven't already said that, for another simmer. I think it's two teenagers, an infant and a baby, I think. I could be wrong. Obviously there's parents as well, but I don't remember making their room at all. So we shall see. It's kind of a bit of everything, to be honest, but this was made when Horse Ranch came out, so it is very Horse Ranch sort of themed. And I really like it. I think it's a really pretty build. I think that it's got like a lot to it. Sometimes I build and I'm a bit like, it needs more depth to it, it needs more personality, but I feel like this build has a lot of personality and I love that about it, so I'm excited to show you guys. I definitely need to work on more family homes. I know I said this in another video the other day, but lately I've been making apartments because obviously For Rent has come out and I want to get back into doing some family homes as well because I really enjoy making exterior, but I kind of feel like sometimes I don't build stuff that I think you guys don't want to see, but I really like making them, so maybe we'll do a bit of both. But let me know what you think and if you do like them as well, because I love getting your feedback and you're also very lovely. So now we are working on the exterior. I really like the outside of this build. I think that it's got a really unusual shape to it, like the roofing and all. It was quite a struggle to build, as you can see, because it's not very it's not simple roofing, but we got there at the end. I find that roofing is like sometimes really easy and everything works out, and other times it's like a bit more difficult, but I do really like it. It was quite a challenge to work in the upstairs of this building because I'm not used to doing that sort of dorm or bungalow sort of vibe, you know. It's mostly downstairs, but they've got like a smaller upstairs area, but to try and make that playable or usable is quite difficult. It certainly was while I was making this. I had this excess bit of roof sticking out and I was like, I'm gonna have to put a deck out there because I couldn't make it any smaller. So it is quite a frustrating build to make in terms of the roofing, but I do really like how it turns out in the end. You just gotta work with it and trust the process. It's a very much trust the process build, that's what I like to call them. When I'm on a roll and everything's going well, it's like, oh, that's great, and then sometimes they don't go as planned and you're like, well, it's a trust the process build and it'll be fine in the end. And like 9 times out of 10 they usually are. Obviously not every time it goes great, but mostly I'm happy with it in the end, and I will not stop working on it until I'm happy with it. My toxic trait. I guess I'm kind of a perfectionist, but not in that everything needs to look perfect, but just it needs to feel right to me. So whatever you'd call that. You can see by here I did try and add one of those sort of roof details in by here, but it was kind of a bit difficult because we don't have any of those bars that go, or beams I mean, that go upwards, so it kind of looked a bit, I'm not sure. I like how it looks, but I wish we had one in the middle that went straight up, but we don't have one of those, which is silly in my opinion. We should have them, but all is well. So I think my favourite part of this build is the driveway because it's just so different. I love that it's got a slope downwards as well. I don't usually make builds like that, so it was really nice to do something entirely different. I just think it's really cool. Really cool. I don't like doing terrain paint. That is my one thing I really dislike doing, so the terrain wasn't the most fun for me. I like doing terrain because it makes the build feel more alive, but I don't like it because it takes a long time and it's really fiddly, and when it goes wrong, or especially when you load out of the game for whatever reason and come back and it's all disappeared, it's like, really? So I tend to save the lot to my library before I exit my game every single time now, so it's probably why I've got limited storage on my computer, because I keep saving everything a billion times. But all is well, it'll work out okay in the end. I should go back and delete them all, to be honest. I have so many saved houses just because I don't want to lose the terrain paint, but all is well. So I did decide to add little stones all the way up and some greenery to make it feel a bit more realistic. I did initially just have some landscaping, but it didn't look right, so I decided to add a little bit more to it. But yeah, so we're just adding in some flowers in this section. I didn't want it to be like too overpowering because I kind of wanted it to feel a bit kind of like, what's the word? Not beachy, that's the wrong word, but kind of like more a warm sort of build. I don't know whether you guys know what I mean. But I kind of feel like in Oasis Springs they have a lot of that. They have like gravel and they've got like those like spiky shrubs in the middle of the driveways, and I just kind of like that style, even though it is not in a tropical hot world at all. But you could definitely put it in that world if you wanted to. This is built on a 40 by 30 in Newcrest, if you guys wanted to know. I think I did this on stream, obviously a while ago, but I think I did do it on stream if I remember correctly, so it's probably still on my Twitch channel if you did want to check it out. I'm not sure how long they last on Twitch, to be honest. Obviously you'll watch it now, so there's no need to, but if you wanted to see me do it slower, and I'm not sure whether I did a voiceover for it, I don't think so. That's the thing, I tend to do a lot of my voiceovers in the day when I'm by myself, and then in the evening I'll do like builds by myself with like a film on or something and just like chill out, or I will do a live streaming but without talking, just so you can kind of like be involved as well. It depends on the day, but anyway, so as you can see, I can't even speak. As you can see, the upstairs was quite difficult because it was like that dormer bungalow vibe, and it needed to fit in quite a few bedrooms, and I was like, how am I gonna do that? So it did work out well in the end, and I really like it, and I just think the whole colour scheme of this entire house is just stunning, and I love the use of all of the wood. I just adore it, and it makes me really miss doing family homes because I haven't done them in like 2 months maybe. I kind of went through a phase of only building family homes, and then kind of didn't like doing it anymore, so I did loads of apartments, and you guys loved them, so just kept doing apartments. But I might go back to do some family homes and just have a bit more variety for everybody, so we shall see. But let me know what you guys want to see, because it always helps. But yeah, I thought I'd do a let's play and a family home build for today, because I thought I'd change it up a little bit. I know that when I watch other Sims YouTubers, I like to have a bit of a variety of everything, because if they just do one type of build, then it kind of gets repetitive, so I don't want my own stuff to become repetitive, even to me, let alone you guys. So I really hope you guys enjoy my videos. You're also very lovely. I mean, there's obviously a lot of hate on the internet as well, which isn't good, but I don't mind, because I carry on for the nice people, and you know, there's no point the nasty ones ruin it for all of the nice ones. But there we are. So now we're just working on the kitchen. I love this kitchen. In my own house I have chairs like this that were my grandmother's, and then we have them in our house now, and I mean we've always had them since I was young, but I just love them. I don't know why. It just reminds me of her, I guess, and they're really comfy and they're just fancy. So I just like them. This room was a really difficult shape to decorate. I remember at the time thinking, how am I going to fit all this in? Because I wanted it to look really like it belongs, you know, like not just mismatchy, but I couldn't really find what I really wanted. It was kind of a bit all over the place. The colour scheme didn't really flow together as easy as I would have liked it to for this room. But I think it turned out nicely in the end, and I did try and add some toys in as well, because I was like, well, we've got a lot of kiddos and we need to make sure that it's like kid friendly and very like family vibe, and I do like how it turned out. It's just a bit all over the place at times, but we got there in the end. It is funny though. I recorded another video earlier on that's coming out tomorrow probably, but in these older videos I build like quite different than how I build now, which is like insane to me. This is only from probably July time, I think. That's when Horse Ranch came out. Maybe August, I'm not sure, but the way I build now is like completely different to how I build in these videos, which makes me like shocked, to be honest, because it's not that long ago. I still have the same sort of style, but just the way I build stuff is like a lot different than it used to be back then, which is just, I don't know. I just didn't think that in that space of time you'd really change that much in your style, but it goes to show that if you keep building, you definitely do have like a different outlook on stuff. But it is funny how I sometimes still don't use these items that I've got in here, like that wardrobe. I very rarely use that wardrobe, but I used it the other day and I was like, oh, I never really look at this item, so it feels more new to me. But then I just realised that I had it back then, so I've had it for nearly like half a year, which is kind of funny, but I just don't really use it much, but I should because it's really pretty. But anyway, so this is the parents' bedroom, of course. They have a little baby girl in this room as well, so I did add some toys. Obviously she hasn't got her own room yet, but she will upgrade to her sister's room probably when she gets a bit older. I just really like this house, guys, honestly. I don't really know specifically what to tell you about it, I just really like it overall. So these are downstairs bedrooms. This is the teenage son's room. I really love how this turned out. Obviously there's a lot of horse ranch in here, which is outdated now, as in for rent is out, so that's kind of like the hype, but I really like it still. I really like horse ranch, which I wasn't expecting myself to be honest. Horse ranch was one of those packs that I was like, I really want to love, but I'm really not a horse person, but I really like it. I get a lot of questions on there's a Facebook group that I run, and they're like, oh, you know, do you recommend horse ranch? I'm like, I'm not a horse person, but I love it, so definitely. From like every aspect, as a builder, as a cast creator, as a game player, I just think it's like an all-inclusive, really good pack. I haven't used for rent enough to make like drastic claims yet, but I'm not too fond of the cast. The build items are okay, but I'm not like in love with them. I love the whole idea of what it is more so than the item specifically. I think the fact that we can make apartments and make townhouses, that's the thing that sells me rather than anything else. But you know, that's fine. I'm content with that. Whereas with Horse Ranch, it wasn't really the horses that sold me. It was like all of the casts and the build and buy and, you know, all that sort of thing. So I think each pack has a lot to offer, but it's all very specific. For me anyway, maybe it's different to other people, but sometimes I'll just buy a pack because I like one item in it, you know, maybe not an expansion, that's drastic, but like stuff packs, I'll just buy a stuff pack because I like the fence or I like the sofa. My mum was saying to me the other day, she was like, oh, I really like this, I think it was a mirror, she was like, oh, I really like the mirror. I was like, yep, yeah, I basically just designed the room around that mirror. She was like, really, that's funny that she brought that up. Which is so true. I've got like specific items in each room that I really love in every single room. Others are like, you know, space fillers, but some of them I'm like, I love that item, I'm going to use it every single build that I do. I'm sure you guys know by now which items those are most likely, especially my kitchens, they all kind of look the same because I like the same items, but I definitely do the same colour schemes, which is kind of, I should probably try and sway away from that, and I do try to, but I just really like using pink. I know I've said this loads, but I don't like pink in like my real life. I never use it with anything, but when it comes to in-game, I just think it's such a sweet colour, and you can kind of like mix it with anything, and I just really like it, so I use a lot of pink, but that's okay. I'm allowed. So we are just working on the infant's bedroom. I'm not sure whether this was for the little baby who's going to grow up soon from downstairs, or whether they have an extra child. I'm not sure, I can't remember, because this wasn't for myself, this was for another simmer. And like I always say, guys, if you do any custom builds, then message me on my Instagram at LauraAbbeyX and let me know. I kind of do it as like my side sort of job, but I love doing it because it's so exciting to see you guys so excited, and you guys really like my style, and you're always so lovely, and I just really appreciate it. But yeah, so we're just finishing this bedroom up, we're just adding in some extra details, and then we're going to move on to the teenage daughter's room. And I love this room. This is probably one of my favourite rooms that I've done in a very long time, even after how many months? 5 months, is it? Gosh, is it that long already? I swear, guys, side rant, where has this year gone? I'm sorry, how is it December the 15th? Like, what? I just do not believe the fact that it's December already at all. But anyway, I love this room. I think that it's gorgeous. I think I did have to film this twice. Something happened with this room. I think I remember back in July, and I had to, maybe the editing cut out or something, but it was something dramatic. But it all turned out well in the end, and I love it. So yeah, I am going to end the voiceover before I get to the end of the video, because usually when I see that it's coming to the end, I start panicking and talk really fast. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to leave you in peace to watch the end of the video. We do have some exterior to come, so feel free to stay around for that. And yeah, so I will be back tomorrow with a build that I filmed also from quite a while ago, but I've pre-recorded it this morning, so hopefully that'll be coming out tomorrow, and then I'll be back on Monday with another build. We've got a really gross motel to come out, which is really fun. The exterior is pretty and the inside is deceiving, so we have that coming out next week. And then, yeah, I'm not sure about the rest, so I will put a community tab post up to ask you guys what you want to see next week, and I'll probably do another Let's Play episode as well. So if you guys haven't seen that, go and check it out, because I love it. It's really exciting, so it's nice for me to have a break and do some gameplay away from my building world. So anyway, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already, and I shall see you guys tomorrow/Monday. So yeah, thank you guys so very much, and I shall see you then. Bye guys.
Been so long, I'm calling out